Hello, everyone. Welcome to Joe Consumes Cinema. I'm your host, Lying by Omission, and today we have The Last of Us Season 2, Episode 6. So, I learned very recently that Season 2 only has 7 episodes, which makes this the penultimate episode. Really don't like that. Feel that the season is going to be too short. A little bit worried that these last 2 episodes are going to feel a bit rushed, but I recently rewatched the first 5 episodes and I have a crazy theory that I want to get to, but first I'm going to do a quick recap of the previous episode. So Dina and Ellie got themselves into some trouble. Jesse showed up, saved them. They ran away from the WLF into this park. They encountered Scars, who they then had to escape from. Dina was wounded. Ellie lured them away so Jesse could get her out of there. Ellie got away from the Scars, left the park, and then just popped right out in front of the hospital. She snuck in there, found Nora, basically tortured her to get information out of her. Cordyceps is evolving a little bit. We saw that from the spores spraying out of the host down in the basement level of the hospital. We also saw the infected that are, more intelligent. So yeah, there's a lot going on. But on to my theory. So there's no way that Jesse should have been able to find them, which leads me to think that someone is feeding him information from the WLF. Now, when I rewatched the first 5 episodes, I kind of took note of some of the smaller stories in the background. What happened with Joel kind of just eclipsed everything that was tangentially around it, so I didn't really take note of any of the smaller stories that were beginning to be fleshed out in the beginning of season 2, chiefly when talking about Eugene. Now, that's Gail's husband, the therapist played by Catherine O'Hara. There's some story about how he apparently got bit. Joel had no choice but to kill him, but we know from Ellie's reaction to every time his name gets mentioned that there's something more going on to that. I think he might have possibly found out about Ellie's condition, and Joel felt the need to kill him to, protect her secret. Eugene is an interesting character because he used to be a Firefly. Jesse was very close to him. He was Gail's husband. So these are two characters that potentially could have, beef with Joel. Like, might not be too happy with the way that Eugene was killed and maybe looked into it a little bit more and just don't buy the story that Joel gave them about how he was infected or whatever and had to be, mercy killed. I've been thinking about it. Ellie spent a lot of time in that hospital, and it's possible that some of the doctors may have even discovered, what her condition is. We know that Gail worked in that hospital too. It's entirely possible that someone from Jackson reached out to the WLF, and that's how they were able to find out where Joel is. We saw in the beginning of the season, Jackson has taken in a lot of refugees, and as they take in people from the outside, they bring information about the outside, right? So it's possible they heard about, the WLF operating in Seattle. Maybe someone could have delivered a message somehow or something like that brought that original group of the WLF to Jackson to kill Joel. Gail said as much to Joel that she knows she should forgive him, but she just can't do it. Really big theme this season has been, exploring revenge. We saw it with Abby. We're seeing it right now with Ellie. And, there are other characters that could also feel that, need for revenge. Gail being chief amongst them. Jesse talked about how Eugene was like his mentor, so he could feel that need as well. I don't know the exact details of it. Again, I've never played the games or anything like that. I just have what the show is giving me to go off of, but it really feels like there's a lot more going on. I know Jesse is hiding something, I just don't know what it is exactly, and I think it's entirely possible that someone from Jackson, again, I could be getting the details wrong, brought those people in to kill Joel for, what he did. It's even possible something like the WLF threatened Jackson and a deal was struck where they offered to give up Joel in exchange for peace, that type of thing. It could even be something along the lines of enough people learned about Ellie's secret, and the two groups are trying to cooperate with one another. I could be reading way too much into it. In the past, I've said that, my ability to predict things is 50-50. Flip a coin, that's how often I'll be right. But yeah, I am very confident that something more is going on. I just don't know what that is exactly just yet. And the only real way to find out is to just get into it. But before I begin, as always, remember to blank, blank, and blank. Channel's doing awesome. Over 5,000 on the march to 10,000. I've launched the Joe Consume Cinema Patreon. Every member of my Patreon gets a guaranteed movie request. I have the first season of The Penguin, the second season of The Squid Game, and all of Mr. Robot now. That's well over 40 reactions right there, plus the guaranteed movie request. Feel it's a really good offer for, $2 per month. But if money's tight, I understand. You could also just join as a free member too. I have gotten in the habit of posting early access stuff. My Severance reactions are all early access about a week ahead, so there is some actual added channel benefit even to just being a free member too. But as always, any support is very much appreciated, so even a like, comment, share, subscribe all really helps. I really appreciate it. And with that, let's get right to the episode.
It'll be fine.
He's gonna beat the shit out of me.
I said it'll be fine.
Is that Joel and Tommy, like when they were kids? That kid looks like Pedro Pascal. 1983. Oh my god.
Talk fast. What happened? I was
buying pot from this other kid. He tried to rip me off when we got into a fight. Telling the truth.
No, you're not. I think Tommy was buying the drugs, not you. I think you happened to walk by, saw what was going on, and started punching.
You're not gonna hurt him.
Did I ever tell you about that time I stole a candy bar? Grandpa found out. Made me give it back. Made me apologize to the cashier. Just before I got out of the car, man. It just broke my jaw. There was
Damn.
blood everywhere. Grandma thought I was dead.
If you know what it feels like, then why?
That's not why I'm telling you this. Okay, yeah, I've hit you. And I've hit Tommy. But never like that. Not even close. I'm doing a little better than my father did. And you know, when it's your turn, I hope you do a little better than me.
That gives a little bit more insight into why Joel's so, tough.
I'll be fucked.
Legos?
My grandkids are gonna love these. I was a cop. Milwaukee PD. We can make what you want and have it to you by, Friday.
Custom built guitar.
What happened?
Painkiller. She's all right. Come on.
Painkillers.
She was working KP and she burned her arm.
Well, how?
Pushed it right up against the pot. I just really wanted to wear short sleeves again.
I'm wondering if we're seeing this flashback so we can see what happened to Eugene.
It's Seth.
Hey. Happy 15th birthday, Eli.
Oh. It's a birthday cake, at least. Oh my god.
Open.
Whoa, what's this?
Some folks call this a guitar. What do you mean, play it?
And say,
No.
it's my fucking birthday, man. Let's see what you got.
I miss this dynamic.
And I believe 'cause I can see our future days. Days of you and me.
That didn't suck.
Happy birthday, kiddo.
Is it a bow and arrow?
Nope.
It's a dinosaur.
You're not gonna guess. You'll get on patrols eventually. You should enjoy being a kid for now.
Oh, because childhood has been such a joy for me so far.
Been 16 all of 4 hours. We're not sending you out until you're trained. You're gonna need something called patience.
Jesse said he'd train me if you let him.
Is there something going on between you two?
Excuse me?
Is it funny? I see the way you look at him. I got a keen eye for these sort of things.
I don't think you do.
Does anyone talk to you about the birds and the bees?
Oh, you mean dicks and vaginas?
Jesus.
Oh my god.
What the hell?
It's a dinosaur!
Oh my God. Careful.
Joel, there's a museum!
Yeah, no. If you don't fall off the goddamn T-Rex, I'll take you there.
It works?
Somebody must have greased it.
Can you imagine being up there?
Would you like to? Apollo 15, 1971. You're going up to space. You need a helmet.
No.
Something that took a mighty effort to find. Play it.
What is it, like Dark Side of the Moon or something? That'd be perfect for this.
30 seconds and counting.
Oh, shit.
20 seconds and counting. T-minus 15 seconds. Guidance is internal. 12, 11, 10, 9. Ignition sequence start. 2, 1, 0. All engine running. We have a liftoff. 32 minutes past the hour.
Wow. That's great.
I do okay?
Are you kidding me?
What is it?
You okay?
Yeah.
Fireflies. Got it right this time, at least.
Joel, what the fuck?
Exactly. What the fuck? Get out of here.
No, it's not done yet. It's gonna look better.
Leave.
Right.
So all the teenage shit all at once, huh? drugs and tattoos and sex.
This is when Ellie moves into the garage.
What the hell are you doing?
Moving into the garage.
What the hell you are? Ellie, let go.
Sorry that I got a tattoo and smoked weed and fooled around with a girl. Except I'm not.
Maybe it's a good thing for you to have your own space.
Never did ask. What is it with the moths?
Nothing. I just read about them in a book on dreams.
You guys study, dreams and stuff, right?
Is there a doctor's ensign on me like Lucy from fucking Peanuts?
So a moth. That probably means change and growth.
No, that would be a butterfly.
So what's a moth?
Death. If you believe in that shit.
You have a greater purpose.
Salt Lake City. I just want to understand it.
She's rehearsing this to say to Joel.
If the Fireflies spotted us a mile from the hospital, how did they get surprised by an entire group of raiders? If the raiders could kill all those soldiers, and you had to carry me the whole time, how did we get away?
You're 19, and you've been patient. Your first patrol. This is nice, right? It reminds me of the old days, just you and me on the trail.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah.
It's just you look...
No,
There's nothing on your mind?
No, nothing.
Infected North Pinnacle. Eugene and Adam need backup.
I think this is it.
Oh, shit, Eugene.
Ellie!
Okay, so he really was bit. I know that actor. Joe Pantoliano, I believe.
About an hour. So this is what we do. We go back to the gate. I say goodbye.
We can't do that.
Yes, we can. Yes,
What the-
we can.
You're empty.
I gotta see her. I got things. I gotta tell her.
But we have rules, and it can't happen.
Wait. Hold out your hand.
9, 10.
He has time. We tie him up and we bring him back. Joel, let him see his fucking wife.
Get the horses, bring them down the trail. I'll start walking with him. We'll meet up with you. I promise.
Oh, God. I think she knows what that means.
Beautiful.
Oh. I need you to not turn around. If you have last words for her, I'll pass them along.
I need her last words. For me. I need Gail. Please let that be the last thing I see.
If you love someone, you can always see their face.
I see her.
Wow.
I'll tell Gail what she needs to know and nothing more. I had no choice. He was bit when we found him. He wanted to tell you that he loved you. He wished he could say goodbye to you in person, but he didn't want to put you in danger. And he ended it himself.
That's not what happened. He begged to see you. He had time. Joel promised to take him to you. He promised us both. And then Joel shot him in the head.
Please.
Get away.
You swore.
Oh, God. She came back. She left this part out.
You lied to me. It was the same face. But I think I knew already. I knew this whole time. Tell me what happened with the Fireflies. If you lie to me again, we're done. Where are there other immune people? Could they have made a cure? And Marlene?
Making a cure would have killed you.
Then I was supposed to die. That was my purpose. My life would have fucking mattered, but you took that from me.
And I'll pay the price because you're going to turn away from me. But if somehow I had a second chance at that moment, I would do it all over again.
Because you're selfish.
Because I love you. In a way you can't understand. if you should ever have one of your own, I hope you do a little better than me.
Wow. That's great writing right there. Holy shit.
I don't think I can forgive you for this, but I would like to try.
Wow. We're back in Seattle. Okay, took some time just to gather my thoughts. That was episode 6. It was amazing. This show actually does have some really good writing in it from time to time. This is a really good example of it. I love that parallel structure between what Joel's dad said to him and what Joel said to Ellie. That's such a great line, too. I hope you do a little better than me. A ton happened this episode. It was very interesting, and it filled in those gaps that I've been trying to work around and theorize throughout this season. So we saw what happened with Eugene. He really did get bit, and, at some point he was going to turn. Based on that little test that he did, it does seem like he had a little bit of time to, actually communicate one last time with his wife. I don't know. That's sort of like a gray area for me still. What I find unforgivable in that moment is Joel lying to Gale about the events of his death. He could have honestly just said, Eugene wanted to see you. His last words to you were that, he loved you. He wanted to take the risk to see you one last time. I told him we couldn't do it. There was too much of a potential threat there, so I ended his life. Still not easy, but I think she was owed the truth in that moment, and how it happened where Joel concocts this story and then Ellie immediately refutes it right in front of her. That's like the worst thing imaginable, because she was so grateful to Joel for what he said to her, and then to learn all of that was a lie. Yeah, that just made everything 10 times worse. But we do learn that Ellie always suspected what happened at Salt Lake was a lie. She was trying to work up the courage to finally confront Joel about it when the situation with Eugene occurred. Joel gives his word to take Eugene back to see Gale one last time. She goes to get the horses to come back to get the two of them, and Joel puts Eugene out of his misery, saying that he had no choice, but really they probably could have waited. There might have been the chance to do that, one last time reunion for the two of them. But honestly, I don't know. I would not mess around with the cordyceps and take that risk of him, biting someone. It's entirely possible he turns on the way there and then, Joel gets bitten or someone else gets bitten. Watching this whole episode, it just made me miss the dynamic between these two all the more. Pedro Pascal is a really good actor. I really like the character of Joel. He's complex. There's really a ton going on with him, and it's just very interesting to see these two interact all the time. And I'm really going to miss that. This episode really just drove that point home of how much I missed that dynamic between the two. So yeah, it was really cool to fill in these gaps a little bit more. I would say now my theory is a little bit more fleshed out. I do think there's a real possibility that someone in Jackson, prime suspect would be Gale, sought out the WLF or some contact in the Fireflies and potentially set up Joel getting killed. Like I said, there's a constant influx of refugees, and those refugees bring information from the outside. I do think something more is still going on. Pedro Pascal and Bella Ramsey have such, wonderful chemistry as actors. You really do believe that these two are father-daughter. I feel, given what we know now and the fact that there's only one episode left, just 7 episodes this season, it's really going to be cram-packed full of a ton of action and decisive moments. I think I'm going to get the answers to the question of how was Jesse able to find them. I suspect he's been cooperating with someone. I think Ellie was going back to the movie theater where Jesse and Dina are supposed to be. So we'll see, what she was able to get out of Nora and what she's going to decide to do. When they had escaped from the warehouse in the previous episode and then Dina got shot with that arrow, I think in that moment, if you had asked Ellie, she would have said that, she's done with this nonsensical pursuit of revenge. She just needs to get Dina out of here. It's not worth, losing her. But after stealthing into the hospital, getting to confront Nora and actually, having her first real taste of revenge, she might be hooked on it at this point, and I kind of think she's going to be single-minded about this, and, all other considerations are secondary, even Dina and the baby. But yeah, we're just going to have to wait and see to find out, but yeah, it was a really good episode. I really liked seeing Pedro Pascal on screen again as Joel. It sucks that, going forward, it's going to be a less and less likely thing until it just stops completely. But yeah, that's pretty much all I got. So as always, thanks for watching, and peace.